honor and gratitude for his loyal and exemplary service to the town and local community. In witness whereof, Kevin Burke, Vice President of the Town Council, has set his hand and caused the seal of the Town of Santa Claus, Indiana to be affixed hereto this 9th day of December, 2024.
I'd just like to say thanks for honoring my dad. We moved to Santa Claus. He moved his young family to Santa Claus in 1970 to a very young Christmas-like village, and he was all in. He believed in the town, and everything he did with everything he had. And thank you for believing in him. He believed in the town of Santa Claus. He's leaving behind 6 grandchildren. We got a couple of them here, and this young man is his namesake, Patrick. He's super excited about having that.
He gets a day too.
Brenda, on behalf of the town, there's a proclamation.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, any other comments from the floor? Not, we're going to move on to our regular meeting. Fire department, Max?
You've got my monthly report for the month of November. We had 20 DMR first responder runs. We had 4 fire runs. 2 of them we were mutual aid. We did go to DLA, had 2 fires at once. We did go over and help them out. And we escorted the football team for a total of 25 runs. We did go down West 3rd. We did do Jerry's automotive. Look at the truck. Here's some photos. He's looking for the end of January, beginning of February for completion. They're doing the electrical right now, so coming along. Got doors on one side, all the rollers over, so moving right along with it. So
Why don't you explain to the rest of the public what type of truck we're getting?
we're getting a 2025 Freightliner commercial. It's 440. It's a commercial cab, but it's a 1,000-gallon tank and a 2,000 gallon per minute pump. So it's got the biggest pump that we've got on any of our trucks. So it's going to move water. So they'll have tire chains. The ladders will go through the tank. So it's going to be well lit. That's what Jerry said. We got some very good lighting on it. So it's going to be a nice truck.
And that's something that the town's been saving for a number of years to acquire the money to purchase this and replace some of our other aging vehicles.
Jerry's is located between, you go out on Diamond Avenue, Fort Poseyville, and it's in Wadesville. So it's local. He's got a shop. He just does repair work and builds trucks. So it's all being done local. So we're very proud of it. We look at work, very neat. Trish was going to go along with us down there, but she got sick. She was pneumonia. So she called me Thursday, and she's so sorry, but I said, we'll be going again. We're very proud of it.
Cool.
With that being said, I want to keep your thoughts on putting the 93 up for sale. I don't know what you want to start at an asking price. I've looked at 97s for $169,000 for commercial cabs. That's a custom cab. I mean, I'd like to start at least 75,000 to 8,000 and get it out there when we get that truck.
We have to let it out for bid.
We
Can't just set a price on it. It has to be.
I didn't know we want to sell it, like there's 2 companies that do it on consignment. They put it out all over the United States.
Well, I think we need to do it both legally and.
Right, that's what I'm asking, what do we need to
It has
do?
to be a competitive process. It can't just be
Yeah.
set
you
I'll
can
give
ask
you-
if you wanna put a reserve on it.
Yeah, we could put a reserve on it and say we're not, well, we can always reject all bids if no bid comes in.
And we can't do any, sell it until the new one's in service.
Right, so I
So,
do, yeah, I'd wait until closer to that. When's it supposed to be in service?
he's spoken to be done with it at the end of January. We'll have to get trained on the pumps and everything, we'll have to do some training on it.
So you're probably looking at March, and
Probably latter part of mid-March, it'll have 20 gallons of onboard foam. We won't have to mess with the buckets and the inductors and all that stuff, it'll be on board. So we'll have to learn that system too. Be a little learning for us.
Max, when we get completely finished with this, how much will we have into the whole process?
You guys, the truck costs $448.5 is what you, now the department has agreed. We're putting some extra stuff that we are paying for out of the banners that everybody's been sponsoring, that money. We've added some, directional arrows on the back. We're paying for that. We added some steps, cause it's such a high step up. It's 3 steps to get up into the cab. Then on the back bumper, it's pretty far off the ground, so we put a fold down step. You know, we're paying for that kind of stuff. Out of our barbecue money, band money, the fundraising stuff. So I'll have a list of all.
Right.
okay.
And then, Jane has the invoice for the fire contract.
Our
For this-
contract in your packet, we need to vote on that, no changes, it's $25,000.
Max, have we reached out to any other departments here in the county that could use a piece of equipment like that?
I've been
I know
reaching-
it would be nice to, you know.
Be nice to have it in the
70,000 off of it, but if there's a department here in the county that, you know, don't have the funds and stuff that we are fortunate enough to have, not saying give it away, but if we could help.
Help them out.
Another agency.
I'd like to put those at the SCBA's, the older ones that we gotta replace, maybe put those on that truck, because nobody wants them. I mean, that'll go with the truck. I talked to one of the guys in Evansville, he's on the department out at USI, he knows of some Amish communities that are looking for trucks. So it might stay local, going like Montgomery or up that way.
Just help a neighbor out because.
Yeah. He said they're looking for trucks up there too.
Okay, great. Something to explore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, James got the contract for this year, for the invoice for the contract.
Looks like this.
Everything the same as last year.
Yeah, we paid $25,000 last year.
Make a motion to approve the contract for the 2025 year for the Santa Claus Volunteer Fire Department.
I'll second.
I have a first and second from Jason and Brian. Anybody else have any questions about it? If not, all those in favor say aye. All
Aye.
those opposed say nay. Let it be known it passes 4-0.
And that's all I have, unless y'all have.
Okay, appreciate it. Guess you're gonna have some trucks out in parade?
Yeah, we'll have both engines. So.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. You have my monthly report. Some items of note. The park is winterized now. We do have a portable restroom available. We were hoping that the weather would hold until last week, but it did not, so that's for Thanksgiving week. As Kevin mentioned, we will have ice skating at the community center December 21st and 22nd from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. One other item of note, the steering committee for the new master plan for Yellow Park. We've been meeting weekly on Tuesday mornings, and we've set a date for a public input meeting on January 15th, which is a Wednesday, and that'll be 5 to 8 at the community center. We're hoping to get good participation from the public. We really want to hear everybody's thoughts on the future of the park, not only the park, but the trail system and all the recreation opportunities that people would like to see in the future. We'll have quite a few different activities, as well as some whiteboards for idea. The only other item that I have that I forgot to put on my report Eileen Farmer's term ends this year for the park board, and the park board had recommended to reappoint her for the term ending in 2028. I believe we just need approval from you all, if you can so generous.
Make a motion to approve Eileen Farmer for the term to end 2028.
Second.
Have a first and second to reappoint her back to the park board. Any other questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Let me know, it passes 4-0. There was no nays.
Thank you very much. Any questions, comments, concerns? Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, have my report.
Yes.
Any questions concerning the report? Typical December, November, slow it out.
Yeah. At the next month meeting, maybe you can give us a report with the total number of homes and stuff that went up.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure. That went up this past year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Curious if you could break it down, Holiday Village or Christmas Lake.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You guys have anything for him?
I think so.
Yeah, we can do it now, or, but I have this contract, this next year for 2025. He is currently getting paid $1,350 a month for doing the building inspector as well as the, planning and zoning administrator also, and he is asking for his contract to be renewed at $1,400 a month, a $50 a month increase.
How much?
Is it?
1,400?
1,400 is what he's asking for 2025. He's currently getting paid $1,350 a month.
All right, I'll make a motion to reappoint Todd as the building inspector and zoning administrator in the amount of $1,400 a month.
I have a first from Mike and a second from Brian and Jason. If there's any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let it be known it passes 4-0.
Thank you.
Guess everybody's got my monthly report.
Can I ask Todd something? I noticed on the agenda, Todd, you had something here about Kirstein's location at dumpster?
Oh, yeah, I don't know how they got there, I didn't.
I put that there, sorry.
Okay.
As a follow along. Trish had asked me to put that on there as a question for Todd.
Okay.
And, I guess someone from the community is concerned about where the dumpster's gonna be located for the apartment complex.
I haven't received any finalization on drawings or anything, and I don't think Kevin has either. It was all preliminary, and I'm not certain that was even on there,
Okay.
but that will be something we'll keep an eye on.
Okay, sorry. Thanks.
Thanks for bringing it up. I was writing.
Any questions on the monthly report? And then I did have a couple other things. If there's no questions, isn't there? So,
I have no-
I just want to let everybody on the council know and the public know that, we had applied for a grant for new body cams. Unfortunately, the body cams we had were becoming obsolete. So the new camera cost was gonna be $7,266.46, and we put in a grant for that exact amount, and we could honor that grant. So we got the new cameras, County Community Foundation funded them.
Can you read my
Great.
number again, please?
$7,266.46. Also, somebody here, you guys may know, Curtis Mariachi, is that how you say it? They sent us a donation check of $175, so I wanted to make sure everybody knew that. So, off of those things, I've been in communication with a production company out of Las Vegas and Los Angeles. It's called Lucky 8 Productions. They do 60 Days In, How to Catch a Smuggler, U.S. Marshals, Ozark. They actually reached out to me and they want to do a documentary of Santa Claus Police Department. So what they want to do is come here next year in June, July, and August and ride with us day and night. We'll have 2 producers with us at all times. So their attorney sent me down their contract today. I gave that to Pat Moore prior to coming in here. I'm gonna review it, he's gonna review it. And I have a Zoom meeting with the executive producer on Thursday at 2 p.m. So I've been in contact with them for a couple months. We've been discussing different things, how they wanna do it. It'll basically be a series that they'll put on like A&E. So I think it's good PR for the community and the police department.
So, let's go with anybody in Holiday World about that.
I'll be in contact with Holiday World, once I meet with the executive producer and kind of get an idea of what exactly they're gonna do.
That time of the month, that's the majority of ours.
Yeah, and that's why they want to come that time of year.
Yeah.
And they said something about maybe coming back in December and filming a little bit more, and then eventually they'll edit everything and then they'll put it on TV.
I just wouldn't want to accidentally get a black eye on Holiday World, you know, by chance.
So I'll meet with Holiday World, and we'll kind of get it figured out from there, but we're kind of, some of us are excited about it.
I mean,
I wonder who.
Yeah, I'm okay with somebody riding with me. Like I told the guys, I said, we all have body cams. Yes, you'll have 2 producers with cameras on you at all times when you're working. But just imagine that you have your body cam on all the time. Just do the right thing, make the right decisions, and it'll work out. So, but Pat Moore and I discussed it more, with the contract from their attorney, and then we'll reach out to their attorney and we'll get it all figured out on the other community areas. So, yeah, I'm excited about it.
I think I would need to agree with Jason, you know, we gotta watch what negative stuff
Oh, absolutely.
we find.
And those are things I'll talk with the producer about, because I know, so it's not gonna be like live PD where we're live. So there'll be things they can edit, they can blur faces, things like that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask if we had any editorial control over any of this.
That's gonna be in the attorney's agreement.
I'm gonna look at it, I just got it tonight.
Yeah, he just got it tonight, so I just got an email to me today from their attorney. So, once him and I go through it, I haven't even had a chance really to go through it, I kind of skimmed over it to see if we're responsible as far as insurance, they have their own insurance. Of course, they wear bulletproof vests that say media and things like that in case we get in a situation like that. But
Are you receiving any donations from them if we let this go
I
through?
won't know until I meet with the executive producer. I've been speaking with the assistant executive producer. Her and I have discussed it multiple times. She wants me to meet with the head honcho, and then we can kind of discuss it from there.
It might be a good idea to have Kevin or somebody else there
Yeah,
when we're
absolutely.
discussing it.
Yeah, we can do that. Thursday at 2 o'clock, Kevin. I'll send you a reminder.
Thursday, 2
In the past, not necessarily with the town, but with the Christmas and Santa Claus stuff, we have dealt with some organizations like this
Yes.
who promised us some things that they never delivered on as far
Well, I
as
haven't been promised
compensation.
anything yet. They
So-
haven't said anything about, really what I wanna do is, I know a sheriff, ex-sheriff, that has been on the show, and I may reach out to him and say, hey, what, you know, they can they can tell me these things through Zoom meeting, but you tell me what went on when we were with you.
Thinking the same person, are we?
No, different. No.
I haven't
Not
been
that,
out there.
that one's jail, yeah, different guy. But, so that's all I have. I'll fill you in probably in January, or via email, once him and I discuss it with this producer.
Be neat.
I think it's good for the town.
Yeah.
I think people, people come to this town for the name. I just had a police officer from Switzerland show up here the other day. She was staying in Indianapolis and, never heard of Santa Claus, but she seen something on the news or something about Santa Claus, so she drove down here from Indianapolis to trade patches. But if we get on TV, I mean, just think of the possibilities of people, not just, wanting to move here. That's the way I'm looking at it. Wow, that's a pretty cool town, because a lot of people have never heard of Santa Claus. I think this will put us out there a little bit more.
As long as it's good stuff.
I think, we'll do it in a positive way.
Go back.
Yeah, like I
Wow.
said, it's
Sure,
gonna
lines
be,
in.
it's gonna be a documentary, so there's gonna be questions, and they may come to you or you, and get those different things and the history of the police department, that yes, they're gonna be in the cars with us day and night, so, there will be some things on there that are filmed, but I'm gonna say 85% of it's gonna be positive, so, of course, we do deal with criminals, so there will be those, but it's gonna show that we're proactive and take care of business. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Are you familiar with who the first chief and stuff? I have no clue.
Yes,
who the
yeah,
first
yeah,
chief
absolutely,
was.
yeah, I have the whole history of it, and, who was the first one, and what year it got started, and how it evolved from one person being part-time up to full-time to 5 people, and, yeah.
Or,
Oh,
just
yeah.
invoice, in case they have questions.
Yeah, yes.
So I have an invoice here for the equipment on the brand new truck that, James has purchased. This is the emergency vehicle truck that we had to purchase through rainy day because of no transportation. This is for the equipment, and originally we were gonna pay everything out of rainy day, and then it was decided that we would use what he had in his town marshal fund. So he has appropriated $3,000 in his, town marshal fund. The balance that's from that appropriation is $2,021.72, which leaves a balance of $6,562.28. So I will pay what I have appropriated from the town marshal funds, but I just wanted to bring those numbers to you because I didn't have that balance when we had discussed it. So if everyone's okay with, and I guess,
Yeah, so just know that 3,000 was budgeted June of last year,
right,
before the incident happened with the vehicles and the emergency thing like that. I thought we were all under the understanding of just paying for it out of rainy day, but, and I think that's what she's kind of leaning.
yeah, originally, I think that was the original discussion,
Yeah.
but then after that, we had discussed using what you had appropriated
Yeah,
towards it.
yes.
So, those are the figures. He has $2,021.72 left in his town marshal account for the year. So I'm gonna use that to apply towards this invoice, and then the rest of it's gonna come out of rainy day.
Okay.
Any questions? Anybody want to see this invoice or?
Good to go with it now?
Yeah, absolutely.
What was the
It's-
issue?
So they had a guy working there, who they terminated 2 days after he finished mine. And he actually had a ground wire, he had a positive and a ground running to the system underneath the back seat. And he ran both up to the hot. So it continued to overheat and the whole motherboard melted. And I kept smelling something hot, so when they popped that back seat and looked, they thought, oh, you're lucky this didn't catch on fire. I'm like, you're lucky it didn't catch on fire. So yes, it's fixed, everything works great on it. Everybody comes to the parade, I have a special surprise that was added to the siren. I showed Mr. Burke earlier, and Mike has seen it, it's pretty neat, so I think it's gonna be pretty cool for the kids. That's it.
Okay.
Motion to approve. Need a motion to approve, having the invoice paid under depot, through rainy day and town marshal fund.
This is rainy day.
$6,562.28 for rainy day and $2,021.72 for town marshal fund.
I'll second.
Have a first and second from Jason and Brian. Any other discussion? If,
Kevin, do you open those bids on that 2018 Charger, or do you do that again?
She has it under me, I believe.
Okay, that's fine. I don't really have.
We need
Happy
to,
to do it
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to finish this vote.
what, we need to finish this.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let me know, it passes 4-0.
And now we're ready.
Now we're ready.
I apologize. I thought you
Go ahead.
now. Police car? We have 4 bids. And they're ordered. $827.50. That is by James Little. $827.50. Yeah, I did get one up here.
Just bring in your hunting knife.
Bo Anderson bids $205. Ringwood Motors out of Ringwood, Illinois.
Ringwood.
Ringwood, Ringwoode. $1,380. $1,380. And finally, Keegan Kennedy, $1,550.
What are you getting, what is this one?
2018 Dodge Charger with the blown engine.
With the blow engine, yeah. Yeah.
$1,550.
So,
Bids.
so we should be able to accept the high one.
Yes, we'll do it, so.
Guess we should ask for cash or certified check or cashier's check.
As is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask council, do we need to draw up something that says, as is, it is,
Keegan?
no?
It's not.
Okay,
It's, you know, unless there's a warranty provided, then
okay.
as is where it is, yeah. So, just having good funds up to the town hall, and she should have the title
Okay.
somewhere.
Find it. It's in that drawer with all the titles, I'll find it.
Well-
Hopefully it's there.
Well, I need to sign that or,
Probably, right?
Yeah, you should should probably make a motion to authorize Kevin to sign the title for it.
Make a motion to authorize Kevin Burke to sign the title releasing the 2018
Yes.
Dodge Charger from the police department to Keegan Kennedy
Upon payment of the.
upon payment of.
Bid amount.
Is there, I'm just asking, because I'll talk to Keegan later, or Russ can, or whoever, is there a time limit? You know, you need to pay within 30 days, you need to pay within, I can't imagine he wouldn't pay right away if he wants it that bad, but,
I mean, we didn't set a deadline for payment on the bid specs, but
yeah.
obviously.
I would say,
If he doesn't do it within 30 days, then I can probably call him on the carpet and say,
Yeah,
we're going to rebid it,
yeah.
or award the next bid.
But I can't imagine he would, I just want to make sure we're covered.
Yeah.
okay. We have a first from Jason. Do I have a second? Okay. Have a first and second from Jason and Brian. Any other comments? If not, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no.
Abstain.
Okay. I have 3 approvals and 1 abstain.
Now, where are we putting this money? Is this going to Marshall Fund or?
I think it goes back in the general,
No,
to my knowledge.
Yeah.
That's how it's always been in the past, when we've sold vehicles, it just goes back into the general fund.
Back in general?
Yeah. Unless they approve it going to the rainy day, but that's up to Jan, how that goes.
I mean, we can put it back in
Taking
rainy
money
day
out
since
of
that's
rainy
where we
day.
bought the
That's
truck
where we
from.
got the truck from.
Yeah,
I think it makes more
I
sense.
think so, yeah.
yeah.
So I need a motion for that.
Make a motion to put the, monies made from the sale of the 2018 Dodge Charger back into the rainy day fund to replace some of the money that was taken to buy the emergency vehicle.
I'll second.
Have a first and second from Jason and Brian. Any other comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let be known, it passes 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Russ.
Good evening, everybody. One request, next year I'm gonna go before the police department. He's got it going on, man.
I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what this connection for you.
You got on your word, I say. I'm sure satisfactory anyway. So we've got several things on the agenda tonight. I know that a couple of those items are draft budgets. I know Scott's here to discuss his. I've got my draft budget for the wastewater as well. So I'll go through all my stuff and then we'll talk about it. So if that's okay with the council. Under the first item, trails, I really have nothing to discuss tonight, other than PD continues on the next phase of the Santa Claus Lake Discovery Trail. Under the street department, I don't know which council members have been initiated into the wonderful world of TAMP, but each year we have to submit to the state our asset management plan for our transportation system. That's what I forwarded to you guys. That is essentially the executive summary. I don't really do a whole lot of editing to that. It basically stays in the same format each year. But along with that, there are several charts, perhaps, and just working data to submit to the state. So TAMP is like any other asset management plan. We just use it as a tool to monitor our transportation system. And through that, we use visual observation and grading scales to determine the fairness, goodness, or poorness of our roads. And essentially, that is also what we base our annual maintenance and rehab on. And of course, that is also what helps us to lead and to have a clear path about those for the community crossing. So I know there's a lot of words in there. I don't know if the council had a chance to read. You guys have any questions? I can answer those.
I have none. Anybody else?
Okay, and then just briefly, with regards to the community crossing grant, that we did receive, I sometimes get notification, but obviously we're waiting on the contract right now. And I think Mike and Kevin, maybe Jason have been through it, but it's that DocuSign thing, so each council member will get it, and it has to be signed in a certain order, so as soon as you get it signed, it's been passed on to the next council member for their digital signature. So I haven't gotten word, I haven't talked to anyone, that was expected, but I would say it'll probably come pretty soon.
Can you give us a heads up when you know it's coming out?
Like I said, sometimes I'm included, sometimes I'm not.
Okay.
Sometimes we go to the clerk and the county, just depends.
Okay,
Yes, if I get them, I'll let you know.
the same here. I'll let anybody know.
And that is all I have under the street department, unless the council has any questions. Under wastewater, it looks like my draft budget is the first item on the agenda.
You do whatever you want.
Okay, so we'll just do my wastewater draft budget, pretty well straightforward. Again, just forecasting revenues for what we think we're gonna receive next year and basing our, next year's budget on that forecast. But if you notice on the bottom, of what I call the first sheet or my expenditure sheet, you will see that my expenditures, do not quite match up with my revenue. So, and that's been happening pretty typically of late. So again, it, maybe keep us in mind, maybe we need to look at our infrastructure and our building, et cetera, fees, or the council may want to call it, that we may need to look at those in the future. Just a couple of highlights, again, just in keeping with our commitment to the state, to the Justice Department. We are continuing, as we can afford them, proactively looking at ADA accessibility items. I do have about $3,000 slated to make a more correct handicap parking area at the administration building. Right now, what we have is not within spec at all with regards to safety standards. So we're going to move the locations a little bit more level spot. We will have an entry aisle, et cetera, et cetera. I did put in there half interest in a new superintendent's truck. We are also rotating some of our vehicles out. Typically, we do that hand-me-down thing, so when we get my truck, then we will either, I will get another truck in turn. So we're trying to get into the routine of rotation every 5 years, because not necessarily that we get high miles, but we get hard miles. We got a lot of stops, that kind of thing, pulling heavy equipment. There's $20,000 in your transportation equipment, what's happening. I do have, under lab equipment, $19,000 for auto samplers. That is something we probably needed for years. And the reason that we want to make this expenditure is that right now, the wastewater lab guys have to take 4 separate sets of samples throughout the day, which essentially cuts into the other operation duties they have. So if we have a 24-hour composite sampler, they'll have a sample in the morning, they run a test, and the remainder of the day is set for other tasks. I also have $7,000 of half interest in putting a new roof on the administration building. That's been 2003, and it's well past prime. I do have to reallocate for 2025 another $7,000 for a new inlet distributor at the wastewater treatment plant. And that's really it. Everything else is the typical, increase in due to et cetera. And I don't necessarily think that we need to approve it tonight. We can do it at the council leisure, or maybe at the end of the year, if you guys want to take it in and study it a little further. I didn't expect it to get passed tonight.
Okay.
I don't know if we want to delve into the forecast of the revenues, but again, they're just, they're off a bit, and they have been in the past few years, but again, that's the name of the game there. Any questions on the budget? We'll move on. I do have for council consideration tonight, a pay request from Performance Pipe Mining Incorporated. And I have a pay request from them for $81,472.25.
Make a motion to approve the pay request in the amount of $81,472.28.
25 cents.
Oh, 25 cents, sorry.
Second.
I have a first and second from Michael and Jason. Any other comments on it? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. let be known, it passes 4-0.
Thank you. I also have for council consideration an invoice from the Western Engineers for their construction inspection activities in the amount of $3,725.56.
I make a motion to approve Midwest Engineers invoice in the amount of $3,725.56.
Second.
Have a first and second for Michael and Brian. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let be known, it passes 4-0.
And the last item that I have on the list where I'm not prepared to talk to you tonight about, I will bring it up at the council meeting next. Moving on to water, we do have for council consideration an invoice from Copper Ridge. They're the folks that did the water line on the EDA project. And their pay request is $135,504.63.
Make a motion to approve pay request to Copper Ridge Contracting in the amount of $135,504.63.
Second.
Have a first and second from Jason and Michael. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let be known, it passes 4-0. Is this the last bill, you think?
We will have a retainage check for like once Scott and Chris approve on the project. Right now, we're in what we call a punch list phase, where again, we will inspect the job sites and the equipment, make sure everything's up to specification. At this point, all the tie-ins are done, all the services have been reconnected. They've got some cleanup at the laydown yard down the road where the old cabin sat. And then it'll probably, well, it will be next April or May before they can get back in there and do the final grading and seeding and drawing. There may be some temporary mulching to get through the winter, but other than that, won't be much happening until next year.
Is that all that extra pipe going back, or we're keeping it as?
It'll go back.
They'll be down here on Fridays, you'll see some activity on Fridays, they're on another job now, but they don't normally work on Fridays, but they'll send a couple people down here on Fridays. And you gotta check the lines and for erosion, and get that one done.
Yes, we got to stay on top of that.
Okay. Appreciate you guys' help with the water department on this. I think it's gonna be a great asset for the town,
Already is.
so.
So the last item that I have is my monthly report, nothing really outstanding to, report. I will actually just, hit a couple of highlights and just referring back to performance pipelining. The total project for rehab on the sewer side was about 48,000 linear feet. Right now, they have about 90% of the compression ready to go. They have 22,000 feet for our installer and ready to go. So they've been hitting it hard the last couple of weeks trying to get these last bits wrapped up. Their substantial due date is in February, so they're gonna be humping it to get it done. Obviously, we've staved them off during the Christmas parade and the, excuse me, the Festival of Lights, so, but they have been working weekend, but they didn't work this past weekend to get caught up. Also, just one more note, that project for pipe rehab was $2.78 million. The amount left to finish, or the balance to finish is $1,404,764. And all those funds are from the bond refinance that we did a couple of years ago. I think I pretty well covered everything else, unless the council would have any questions about the report.
Only thing I see big change in is the amount of water that we took in November from the atmosphere and onto the ground versus
Yeah,
2023.
I need to reiterate and temper that with that we still have a long way to go. We're just doing 4 miles out of 65. And we still realize some higher flows at the plant. But I know that we've had some customers comment to some of the employees that they have seen a difference. We actually have folks that can measure the amount of water that's going to their backyard or front yard in these sewer lines. So, but we do have a long way to go. But this, again, these were the top 5 offenders that we have been basically investigating the last 15, 20 years until we had the opportunity to get the funding to fix some of these.
I think they've been doing a good job. They've been courteous, in my knowledge.
They have, and if you talk to any one of the fellows, they will talk to you, and they are polite, very professional. I know we've had some issues with maintenance of traffic. I think we finally got some straight down with that, signage and just things like that, so. But we do caution everybody, and again, like I did early on, before the project started, you have trucks lining the road, you have people probably traversing back and forth across the road. So as drivers, we also have to be cautious, even if they're not paying attention, we need to be paying attention.
Kara, did you have something?
No, I said they lived in my, they were really good. They were living, because I have 2 manholes in the back of my yard on both sides of my house. So they were there for a long time. But, and they were nice. They were really good. I didn't have problems, but they were there a long time.
I know they've been on our side of the lake too, so.
Yeah, I think because ours are on the back. And I don't know, how do I have 2 on both sides? Like, literally, I'm in between them.
Yeah, well, anytime there's a change in liner grade, you have to have a manhole. So, you know, along the lake there, there's a lot of jigs and jags, so yeah.
That's what happened. But they were nice. Very flat.
That's all I have.
Appreciate it, Russ.
Thank you.
I guess we're ready for the snow, if we get more with the salt and that.
Oh, yeah, we've,
You want me to make copies of that budget? Or do you hold on to it? You guys want copies of this budget? You want me to make copies real quick or not?
I like to see more of it. Mine's cut off with all the names over here.
That's the sewer. That's wastewater.
yeah, I can't be responsible for that.
I'll give the agreement.
What are you gonna buy a truck at for 40 grand?
I'll be right
What's
back.
that?
I'll
What are you
make
gonna buy
copies.
a truck at for 40 grand?
Well, actually, I said half it would be 30%. That will come out of MKG. I said, my purpose, 30.
Like, 20 and 20 is like,
Well, we basically just get the work truck, final bench seat, roll down windows.
yeah, but still.
She's making some copies, so. Hopefully full length. They're big, big print. He can't, I think you have to get yours on 8.5 by 11.
Yeah, I think,
Maybe I need to learn to do that.
you just gotta start deleting, columns. There's a lot of stuff in there you don't.
How many more years we gonna get out of that tractor?
Huh?
How many more years we gonna get out of that tractor?
Not very many.
Did we get, did you get 2 more people for the economic development?
I had to put some hydraulic roll in it to get him to the next place.
Nick, Garlic, somebody
Yeah,
young,
just
Randy
rolling
Beam,
hydraulic
Chad
roll,
Beta,
You could hear the,
Pump ground a little
pump
bit.
ground. I was like.
Skelly.
Who's that? Ron?
Randy Beam.
Oh, okay.
He's on the
Okay.
APC. He's, insurance, getting out of it, he's retiring.
I was like, there's something that's down.
Figured it'd be a good fit, and went after, tried to find somebody young, and I ended up with Nick. I think he'd be good.
Okay. That-
Get some young people involved.
Yeah.
A little bit better.
So we need to do that tonight?
Mhm.
Yeah. They're up by 13, Scott.
Did you look?
Halftime.
Oh, I use on the night, right? I forgot about that.
We're playing on somebody's meeting partner.
Yeah.
I think it's probably IU when they scheduled it,
Uh-huh.
then contact you 2 guys. See you, Kara.
Did you see the ticket, the lowest tickets for up at Notre Dame, $930?
I didn't even find any that, see any that were that, it was 14 was the cheapest
Yeah.
one I saw.
Should have bought it, Mike. Should have bought it.
Yeah.
It's on here, it's sold out. Oh, yeah, these
Yeah.
were, scout tickets for them.
Yeah.
That was quick.
I guess their season ticket holders got first dibs at it, didn't they?
Depending on how much you donate.
Yeah.
You were talking about, getting exposure for the town, it was interesting, we were on a cruise last week, and of course, just started chatting with people at the bar, at the dinner, stuff, I met two different people from Alabama, one person from right down by Campbellsville, Tennessee, she was about 80 years old, she came here as a kid, she said, and then, one person from Texas, I think it was, who had actually, when I said I'm from Santa Claus, Indiana, oh yeah, we know where that is. So it was really interesting, people that far away actually knew
Yeah.
where Santa Claus, now a lot of people, of course, had no idea where it was that we talked to, but it was really interesting that people that far away actually, yeah, sure, we know Santa Claus.
So,
Yeah.
how many cocktails you get prepaid by those people if you put them on their good list, the Santa Claus?
At $15 a whack, you would get that on a cruise ship.
Must be big numbers on that paper.
Just burning up the copier.
Put on billboard side.
The big one is the agreement with the county, it's like 5 pages long to say you're gonna take the money and spend the money. All right, before I get started, on the budgets, I'm gonna hit a couple other things. The first one is, Frank Fowler is retiring from the water board. Frank is an original member. He's been with us since, February of '08. He has wanted to retire for a while, and every time he said, Frank, I'm back take the place, so, see you next year. And he's hung in there. Well, this year we were able to, find a replacement in Matt Willems, he's a local person. Works in Holiday World and actually is involved heavily in their water system within their, facilities. And, he's agreed to join the board, and, so Frank's, last meeting was, last week. And in true fashion style, I had to call Frank and remind him we were having a meeting at 5 minutes after. But his contributions have been invaluable over the years, and just want to let everybody know that he is retiring and he will be missed. But it'd be good to have Matt. We need to get some other people involved, and it'd be good to have him. You have later in the agenda approval of those people, so we can do Matt's approval, because you've got a list of them, because I think I'm on there. So.
I just make a motion that we recognize Frank's contribution in the minutes. He was one of my neighbors that I twisted their arm.
Yeah.
You don't want to live next door to me, either one,
Yeah.
because Dennis on the council for a long time, one might have lived on the other side of me, so.
Yeah.
All right, the next thing I thought I'd just do a quick recap of some of the projects and where we're at, where we've been, and where we're going. I have a document from the county for you to sign. Y'all well aware that, in '23, we completed the other well. We now have 3 wells down there in the well field. We took down the 150,000 gallon water tower and put up a brand new 750,000 gallon water tower, which Chris is sitting down here, and you talk about making a person happy. What that has done for our ability to produce water, we could go on for some technical stuff, but the short and skinny is, the towers you get full, and everything would sit there and it couldn't run. So, he would do things to make the plant work, and now he literally just turns it on and it runs. It's producing at levels that we hadn't consistently seen. We can consistently go over 700,000 gallons a day out of the plant, which is huge, to be able to do that. And the next thing, the pipeline, the backbone pipeline, the EDA project, as you call it, but for us, it's two great big pipes that can move water. And if you weren't familiar with the plant, when the plant was built, there's a 16-inch pipe that comes out of the plant pushing water out into our system. That went into 6-inch pipes, yeah, a whole bunch of them. The pressure at those pipes was pretty close to what you'd have in an airline, not what you'd have in a water line. If they'd ever blown, you wouldn't have to ask, because there'd been a hole in the ground and a water geyser out there. The new lines have taken the pressure off the plant. In other words, it doesn't have to work as hard to pump those gallons out of the plant, and it's given us the ability to move water in places very efficiently. So it's just, been a nice thing. And as Russ said, the 16 and the 12 are in operation, have been in operation for actually 16's been a couple months now. So those have turned out to be very favorable projects for us. We got one more to do. So when we get this one done, we'll have spent almost $6.5 million since we started this endeavor in 2020, when we started talking about refinancing the bonds, doing those things. We refinanced the bonds. We actually dropped, if you recall, we dropped the bond payment. That $100,000 we freed up, we've been using as the cash for these projects, because you all are aware that something you said 5 years ago was going to cost this, and now costs twice that, at least. We are started. We've let the engineering contract on the line to Mariah Hill. We'll be getting routing. Chris and the engineers got to do some. We have existing lines on part of it, so we've got to do some walking, figuring out some routing. We'll be bid that mid next year sometime. Complete it by early 26, mid 26, depending on when we get going. But that'll complete our big projects for a while. We got some grant money and we did the bonds, but we had saved a lot of cash over the years to do these projects. We're burning through it pretty fast. So we're going to need to stop for a while and recruit that a little bit. But we'll continue on. We have some minor projects we need to do. We're replacing hydrants, we're replacing valves, we're doing some of that kind of stuff. We do it, the meter project is done, so everything gets read. That's worked out really well. You have, which Kevin has reviewed, an agreement that you will need to approve to sign. And basically what the agreement is with the county, Spencer County. Spencer County gave us $600,000 of the ARP money, I guess is what it is. It's a grant, and we are using that for the Mariah Hill line. And what this agreement says is, we're going to use it, and we're going to spend it to put a water line in, going to Mariah Hill. So, but it does require your signatures, and so I'm sure you would need a motion to do that.
When's this going to start again, Scott?
We've already let the engineering contract. That's been several months ago. And I would say in January, we will start the actual line location surveying, yada, yada, yada. And then once that's done, then they have to do the construction drawings. And when those are done, we go out for bids.
It's going down 600.
It'll go down, no, that'll go, yeah, if you come, if you're familiar with that part of Holiday Village over there that isn't developed, and the road that isn't there, that's just a mud pit down through there, just west of that crossroads, there's a line right there, and we're gonna hook into that. That line, just so happens, is the 12-inch line from Patoka. Part of this project that got really nice is Patoka came to us and said, we really want this pit gone from here. We'd like to move it to what would be the northeast corner of Holiday Village. It's where that gravel road intersects over there. So we're in the process, if they were in the process, completely at their cost, of this thing you see out here that's actually a room under the ground. They're moving that over there. They are giving us that line all the way to here. So as soon as that's done, the Bry Hill line will now tap onto that. Then we will take there's a location just a couple blocks from that spot where we have a bunch of 8-inch lines that cross. And they cross right over this line. We're gonna hook those in together. We will be able to put water anywhere and everywhere. We would be able to backfeed water in down the old line. We could bring water in this way. It is going to give us a tremendous amount of flexibility. And we're not paying anything for the line. They're giving it to us. We will simply take it over and maintain it. So, anyway, that's going to happen here. Well, they'll have the pit done in the next probably 2 months. Kevin's gotta do whatever they gotta do to make sure that we end up owning it, but, you know, it'll happen and it'll be in place well, to connect the Mile line directly to that 12-inch line.
Will be any feedback from landowners?
The only one, we have one of the landowners who, currently we have no easements, and we would have to go, his house and barn set right on the gravel road, I mean, right on it. So he has agreed verbally to let us go out into his field and, put the line out there well away from his buildings if he would ever want to expand or anything. It's actually gonna be down a hill, which is gonna be wonderful. We have existing easements for almost everything else. And couple, we don't, one of them up at the corner there, a Gomo property, but they've been wanting water for years, so we don't see the fact that we're gonna be 20, 30 feet on their property being a problem. But that will be the next phase, is to begin to work on the easements and work on the location.
Okay.
But we need that signed. So, and back to the county, they're meeting it tomorrow and they would like to have it. So.
You got a good copy, or?
Yes, it's fine. Especially say they're giving us $600,000 for it. Yeah. And we'll use it. If not, we have to give it back. We don't use it within.
It's the end of December.
Yeah.
We'll spend it.
If we don't use it, we have to give it back, so.
We'll spend it the first
I
couple.
put a copy in the folder to sign, for everyone to sign.
Okay.
So we need a motion for this, to sign this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Motion to approve it.
Motion to approve the interlocal agreement regarding ARP funds with the county, Spencer County.
A second.
Have a first and second from Michael and Brian. Any other comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Be known, it passes 4-0.
Scott, did you say this? was
Scott?
Give some people water that.
Yes, it will give people, the one, yes, it will give them one, people who don't have water. And secondly, currently, there's been recently even, people are turning their taps on Mariah Hill and, you know, the water pressure drops or goes up and goes down. that we just don't have, the facilities aren't there to move that much water. Eventually, this line will go all the way into Bry Hill, because eventually, that Bry Hill water tower will come down. You know, we spent $3 million for one, we got to need water tower. And, we'll actually have more water in the pipe from here to there than is in that water tower. So, that's the long-term plan. And that's probably sometime in 30, 31, 32, somewhere in there, we'll get that done. And, that tower went down, because we just rehabbed the tower, what, Russ, 4 or 5 years ago? Something like that, so we wanna get it done before the next round of rehab.
If we remove the water tower, do we still have rights to that land where it was
Yes,
located?
yeah,
It's like 0.01 acres.
yeah,
And very tiny.
it's tiny. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like our big water tower takes up to a quarter of an acre, it's tiny spot.
I was just thinking it was, had more land there, be for a future site.
It's not big enough. We actually looked at, we were looking at locating the 750, and there's just not a lot of room there. All right, so other questions?
I have a
Oh,
question.
sorry.
It's kind of related to that, but when we took over Santa Hill, we entered into an agreement with the county where they were gonna give us $2 million over
Yes.
20 years,
Yes.
100,000 a year.
Mhm.
How close are we getting to the end of that?
2 more years,
Two
you're
more
gonna see it
years.
here in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, 26 is the last payment, is the best we've been able to decipher that, but yes, 26. Now, they're more than happy to, you know, getting tired of spending our cash for these projects, but you can't pass up this free money, so.
Yeah.
This Bry Hill line, 20 years, if we didn't have this other money, because we would have had to put some of these lines in order to be able to feed the water to them. And, you know, this has moved those projects along dramatically.
So in a year or two, we ought to start looking at a way to continue that agreement.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
show them the benefits of
I would.
what we've done.
I would love it. There's no question that, it's a short term, but, the cost increases on these are taxing our cash. And you'll see that here. We're gonna get them done, but dang, it'd sure be nice. You know?
All right, thank you.
All right. Okay, on our budgets, we'll just start with the water expenditures. And if you'll notice the first line, top right-hand corner, says $525,000. That's our part that is going to the Marine. Okay, that is cash. We have to put it in there because you're gonna see it in the capital budget, and Big Board of Accounts wants us to show us taking it out of one and putting it to the other. So we're simply moving that money from one account to the other. Okay? But that is cash out of the operating fund of the water department going into the capital that will be used. The Mariah Hill line is gonna cost just under $1.5 million. So, and we have some money in some other funds already, the capital funds, and we have funds coming in from the county. You'll see that here in a minute. Couple things, the other half of Russ's truck is in there, the ADA stuff is in there, wage increases, insurance increases, we covered all that. For the new billing system, that's in here. One of the benefits, it's a little less in here, is our purchase water from Potomac. Remember I said the plants run better. We always have gone buying the low low 60s% of our water from Potomac. 62, 67, maybe on a bad year, 65, it's kind of where it's run. This year, we gotta see what next month comes out, because we may not get a chance to make water. Sometimes we don't get to make water in these late months. But we could be in the high 50s of what we buy from Patoka versus what we make. We are well ahead of last year. Comparative, we're almost gonna have the same water, and we have made more with our plant this year than we did last year. And our variable operating cost is less than what we pay for Patoka. Yeah, if you start throwing the bonds and some of that stuff in there, yeah. But if we're already making the water, the more we make, the better off it is. But that's, if you were to look year over year, you'd think, well, you're making more water. Well, we're gonna make it from the plant. And when we make it from the plant, it's just, all we do have to consider is the variable cost.
So how many more years do we have on the contract with Patoka?
It goes, I didn't look that up, but it's very close to we redid it in 97 or 98. And it was probably a 40 or a 50-year contract. So, but somewhere down the road, if you know, once all these lines are done, we pay off our next bonds at 41. So somewhere before then, you know, you need to start having the discussion, somebody does, of, you know, do you build another treatment plant, put a 1 million gallon tire in the air and fill it up, we probably can make enough water and then live off a tire for a week, you know? So, I mean, there's a lot of things, you're gonna have some engineering studies, some rate studies. Patoka keeps growing. Renegotiating the contract with Patoka probably wouldn't be an issue. I mean, right now, you realize that if the other day, what was it, Jasper or something, they were doing something up there and called Chris and said, "You care if we turn it off?" "No, turn it off, I don't care." You know, and so they just turned us off. You know, we just made our water, went on down our merry way, and they were happy and we were happy. You know,
So you think at some point we would be able to reduce the minimum amount that we have to buy from them?
It would depend on whether you want to put another treatment facility in, and that requires some real looking, because again, we're already idling ours quite a bit, and so you're gonna have to look at, you know, unless you could come up with, somewhere between now and then, somebody comes up and says, you know, I want 500,000 gallons of water a day, okay, problem solved. You know, and you can put in something and go from there. But that'll be an interesting discussion. One thing I can tell you, the transmission lines to move the water are going to be in place. We'll be able to move the water wherever it has to go. You realize we will have lines that will run all the way from Mariah Hill. We go a little bit north of Mariah Hill. We have a line that's about this far from Dale's lines. And we go all the way south of Christie, through the Christie system, but that's all our water going down there.
Yeah.
So, okay. But anyway, the revenue budget, comes out with that 525,000 to, I didn't bring the glasses, so $2,481,223,000 on the expenditure side. And I'll go through the revenue now, and then you can just, however you want to do the motions here when we're done. So if you look at the revenue side, there's really not a lot of changes in the revenue for next year. It quite honestly is almost a mirror of this year, with a few minor increases in there. And it's gonna come up with revenues of $2,283,100, which we're actually actually gonna come really close to this year. I mean, we're probably gonna end up 50,000-60,000 less than that this year. So, and we know there's been homes added and things like that already, so, we feel pretty good about the revenue number. Don't see a lot of change in that, and we didn't build any increases because we're not sure, you know, we're gonna have those homes being built, or we're gonna have some expansion. Next year is a very big question, so we just left it alone pretty well. Any questions on the revenue? Okay, if not, let's, you can take a look at the one that's capital project budget for 2025. And that is the Bry Hill line upgrade. And the top half of that basically tells you where the money's coming from. We have some capital funds that will be left over. That's just because we've been throwing money in there and there's a little bit left over. The 600,000 is a county funds. That's the letter that you have just approved and need to sign. Mike asked about the county funds. We have $100,000 coming in 25 and $100,000 coming in 26, which would be the last two payments, and we will use those for this project. The next two items, the 200 and the 325,000, that is the $525,000 that you saw on the expense budget. It's coming over to the capital budget. It's just moving out of the operating, we're putting it in the capital. Part of that is we're taking cash on hand and moving it. That's why it shows a negative on our budget of 198,000. Well, that's why, because we're moving the cash. We have the cash and we're moving it. So, as far as what the project's going to cost, we have the contract signed for the engineering. It's $189,000. And then we're estimating it, and we're using the lines we just put in as the estimate of $1,275,000, which brings the project to $1,464,000. So we have it funded by about $11,000. We would have some additional operating cash available in 26 if it was usually close. If it comes in 1.9 million, we got a problem. But the estimates are based on what we just put in the ground, so we're feeling pretty good about this.
Midwest doing the engineering.
Yes, Midwest is doing the engineering. Any questions on any of that? If not, I'd ask that you go ahead and approve those budgets as I presented them. We've been working on them since August as a board.
All right, I make a motion that we approve the budgets as submitted by the water department for revenue, expenditures, and capital.
Second that.
Have a first and second for Michael and Jason. Any other comments or discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let me know, it passes 4-0. Thanks, Scott, for your work. Do we need to vote on that other wastewater too?
It's up to you guys, I mean, I think it's finished, but I didn't know if you wanted a chance to look over a little more thoroughly. I think it's ready, but Jamie, has any other input?
Wastewater. Might as well go ahead and do it.
Okay,
No questions on it?
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the wastewater budget as presented by Russ
Second.
for
First and second from Michael and Jason. There's no other discussion. I would call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let it be known it passes 4-0. Industrial park? Nothing? Okay. Bid opening for a police car, we did that, correct?
Got ordinance. Skipped over ordinance 2024-09.
Where's that at?
Read about bid opening.
What?
Ordinance 2024-09.
Okay. I don't see it.
It's on my copy.
Maybe you don't have an older copy.
Did you print it out before you?
I did.
Ah, that's the problem.
I put one in your packet though.
Jade and I discussed it this afternoon. What this is ordinance 2024-09.
I see it now.
An ordinance rezoning certain lands in the town of South Plains, Indiana. This is to rezone the approximately 3 acres owned by Kirsten's Capital Partners LLC to allow multifamily housing. It did come before your advisory plan commission at their last meeting. They had a public hearing. They did receive one negative comment from a landowner, but they did approve it with a favorable recommendation to you to do the rezoning. Just FYI, they present some nice little schematics here. This is the existing duplexes that are zoned R3. What they're having done is this piece and this piece rezoned that to R3. So it would now look like this. So it's nice contiguous zoning with already existing R3. It was actually one of the property owners that owned some of the R3 that was opposed to rezoning this R3. And then for those of you who didn't go, if you want to look at this, this is kind of their schematic of what they think the project's going to look like. Obviously, that's gonna come before Todd will review on the building side of it and everything, but this would be, up for, and you only have one reading on this because it was a public hearing. You did have to publish notice of this consideration of this at your meeting, so this is the only reading that's required of this. So you would need a motion to approve ordinance 2024-09 and ordinance rezoning certain land in the town of Santa Claus, Indiana.
And the APC board gave it a favorable.
Yes.
All right.
How many units are
Up.
you making?
44, I think. So like 21 bedroom and starting 14 bedroom.
Read
Don't hold me to that exact.
ordinance 2024-09. We don't have a copy of this.
Yeah. It was the same one you already said. It's very short and sweet.
I got you.
So,
So are they parking along the road there?
They have parking spots for each.
Is there gonna have any green space between that and the road?
Yeah, it does. Set back like this one.
You're seeing ordinance approved 2024-09?
Yeah, that's all you have to say.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2024-09.
okay,
You make the motion?
He did.
I second
Okay, Jason got it.
okay. I have a first by Brian and a second by Jason that approved ordinance 2024-09. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Let me know, all those opposed say nay. Let be known it passes 4-0.
Kevin, it was approved.
Okay, I've got copies for you on the side. Also at the APC meeting, they did approve the preliminary plat for Back 9 development.
And I have a question on that.
Yes.
I don't understand, like it was explained to me, is how they are being able to build this without having bonding.
That's the reason they changed from final plat approval to only wanting preliminary plat approval. Because with preliminary plat approval, they can't sell any land, they can't market any land, they can put it in the streets, they can put it in the infrastructure, but they can't sell any of the lots. They can't do that until they get final plat approval. So if they've gotten final plat approval right now, they could go ahead and sell lots, and because of that, they have to post a construction bond. They still will if they come in after their construction's done, and if they want final plat approval, will have to put up the maintenance bond at that time in order to ensure that.
Okay, so what guarantee do we have that they're gonna build the road and the sewer and the water to our specifications?
That guy, your building inspector, will be in charge of making sure that it's all built to their
Because
specifications.
when Bob Phillips' stuff was done, it was closed and
It was never done.
it was never
It was never a
approved.
subdivision. It's not a subdivision.
Right.
It was right before I became the town attorney.
And those roads up there were not built to our specifications.
Exactly. It never should have been allowed to be put in without having a subdivision plan. But that's the protection is, they didn't want to post the construction bond, they wanted to go ahead and do the construction. So that's why they only got preliminary approval, so they can't go and sell lots or anything.
So they put roads in, they don't meet when they do the final thing, we can deny it.
Don't approve final plan.
All right.
They can't sell it.
Yeah, so the roads and rights of way are spelled out in our zoning ordinance, so if they don't meet those specifications, then deny. I also have policy and procedure for instance, water.
And a big stick, right?
A big stick, and then I've got Kevin back me up tonight,
Okay.
He can throw some lawyerese in there.
Yeah, we've still got protection,
All right.
because they cannot sell anything, can't even market it. They could come in a few months, possibly request a model home. That would be all they would be allowed to do. And we would make sure the placement of that is where the utilities are already in place, because utilities are already in the triangular area down on the south end, but, yeah, I doubt that they're going to do that.
Okay.
They're on my radar. That's all I have for you. Well, unless you want, I did.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about your contract in case they have.
I did submit a
questions about it.
proposal to be the town attorney again last year, same terms as it had been for the last, well, except for the retainer, that changed about 5 years ago. Same retainer, $1,250 a month with $100 an hour, which is my same rate that I've done for 24 or 25 years, I'm not sure which one it is. No change, just by inflation.
You're a hell of a guy, you know? Are you all right with this, Jane, the service you've been getting?
I guess.
Okay, somebody want to make a motion to approve this, or?
I make a motion to approve Kevin Patmore's proposal to provide legal representation for 2025.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Have a second from Brian and a first by Jason. Any other comments? If
I
not,
thank Kevin for the extra mile he goes sometimes that town doesn't get charged for. It's greatly appreciated.
yeah, we all appreciate that. Nothing else? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Be known, that passes 4-0.
Thank
You got a job next year yet.
I appreciate that. That's all I have for you.
Okay, first thing up on my list is the 2025 meeting dates.
Are they the same? The first-
Everything's the same. The only ones I have questions about is on October 13th, 2025. That is Columbus Day, which is a new holiday that we established. So I'm not sure if you guys want to change that date or you want to go ahead and meet that date.
What date are we looking
October 20th.
It's
Oh.
October 13th of 25.
Oh.
Its town council meeting falls on Columbus Day, which is one of the new holidays that we put in place for 2025. So, I mean, I was just making note of that, so if you guys wanted to keep it, change it.
I would say keep it.
Yeah.
Um, And other than that, I think everyone has given me their input. The water board has changed two of their meetings to the second, Tuesday of the month to be before the council by 1 week. And the parks board changed one of their dates, to a Wednesday because it fell on Labor Day, so. Other than that, everything is the same.
Okay. I thought Jeff was gonna be moving our meetings, the APC board, to the community center or the fire station.
I think they're gonna move it to the fire station,
We gotta talk about that.
yeah.
They cannot park in front. So we have to keep that open for us. Our medical trucks are in the front. So we wanna keep that parking open.
Oh, I thought you kept all the trucks inside.
Yeah,
As
it's
a
the people that are
So all the
coming.
bays
They
are in
park
the
in
front,
front, or they park in
front
front.
parking.
Okay,
That's where our main out trucks are in there. The big trucks are in the back.
okay, yeah,
We have to keep that front lot open. Both of our runs are medical.
okay,
We need to
So that is the plan, there's a little discussion on that.
Okay.
If we approve the dates, we can always change that at another time,
okay.
if they work it out.
Did they ask you if they could have the meetings there, or they?
Jane was the only one that sent me a text. Nobody has said anything else.
They
I think
kinda just went through me, but I mean, I can have them reach out to you directly,
Did I read the statute right? That doesn't come into effect till like July.
July of 20. Yeah, but we're just, yeah, if we just approve the dates, so we can get the dates out to the newspapers and everybody.
What day of the month is that?
The third Monday.
Community center, we'll figure that out. You guys appoint.
Okay. Because the water board is going to the community center or the fire station?
I don't think any of it's been fully decided.
Okay. Okay, okay. So this is subject to change, the locations
The
and that,
locations,
okay,
but the dates is what
okay,
I wanna be able to get out to everybody.
okay.
All right, I make a motion to approve the salary ordinance 2024-08, an ordinance in the town of Santa Claus.
This is the meeting
Mike,
dates.
Yeah, meeting dates.
Huh?
We haven't got
Meeting
that
dates.
far yet.
We're on meeting dates.
Meeting dates right now.
Oh, I thought we were, okay. All right, so approve the meeting dates for 25.
Okay,
She had talked about this first.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Ready?
yeah,
We make a motion to
For-
approve the meeting dates for
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
okay, I have first and second from Michael and Jason to approve the meeting dates for 2024 calendar, 2025 calendar year.
Yeah.
One says 24, one says
Yeah, that's why I think adjusted.
Okay. Okay. Any other comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let be known it passes 4-0. Now, Mike.
Okay, so we can do the salary ordinance next. I've got the second reading and approval of ordinance 2024-08, an ordinance of the town council of the town of Santa Claus, Indiana, wages and salaries for 2025. We had our first reading, last month and decided to make a few changes. And those changes have been noted into this, second reading ordinance. The, on-call rate is $18 per day. 3 new holidays, Martin Luther King Day, Veterans Day, and Columbus Day have been added. And the year-end bonuses, the holiday merit bonus has been increased to $250, and the safety merit pay at $13 per month.
So moved.
I have a first, do I have a second? I have a first from Michael, and a second from Jason. All those in favor of this, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. No, and it passes 4-0.
Okay, the next thing I have on here is the open enrollment for health insurance. It's gonna be held on December the 17th. American Fidelity will be here, and Chris Middleton will be here to discuss health insurance. And on the insurance, nothing needs to be done with that, I was just letting you know. On the, health insurance, she has verbally told me that she expects a 6.2% increase in the premium. That's much lower than it has been in the past. It's been closer to 10%, so it has come down a little bit. I don't have anything in writing from her yet on that. It was just a verbal statement from her, saying that, she expects the increase to be at 6.2% for the health insurance. So hopefully after we do the open enrollment, we'll get some hard figures in place to bring to you guys. Hopefully for the year-end meeting. I also have copies of these 2 invoices for our liability insurance and also our cybersecurity insurance. Those were sent to you earlier. I did receive these on the 22nd, and our policy ended on November 30th of that month. So I didn't receive these until after we had our November meeting. So they have been paid, so we are not, we make sure our coverage doesn't lapse or anything. But I wanted to bring these invoices to you, to your attention. So if there's any questions or concerns about it, or how it was handled, or.
Do you want a motion on that we're supporting?
Yeah, it's on the vouchers,
Okay.
so, I mean, you'll be approving through the voucher. I just
Okay.
kind of wanted to touch base on those to let you know those checks have been written prior to the vouchers.
Concerning insurance, the health, and what you just talked about, I'm a little bit disappointed that we're not getting these quotes or invoices before things lapse, or we're behind the 8 ball trying to figure out when we can do it, just like the health insurance. Health insurance, here she is, not doing the survey till the 17th, and that policy lapse at the end of the year, correct?
Correct.
And it just not giving us proper time to look at things and analyze.
And I'm kind of afraid we'll be in the same boat with the health insurance, with me just needing to write the check, because, I mean, if we're not doing the open enrollment until the 17th.
You got 2 holidays in there.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll have everything back before the policy lapse on the
So.
30th or 31st. So again, I may be in the same situation, and I do get frustrated by that, just because I feel like we should have enough time to be able to review the policies, make any changes we want to make. I mean, what if we wanted to increase our deductible to save on the cost of the premium increase? I mean, I feel like we don't have those options to make any kind of decisions, because we're not getting the information sooner. So I will once again try to push for getting that information sooner. I mean, I know they've had some transition, but I tried to push Danita for it last year to get it sooner. It is frustrating to me, because I feel like it's not giving you guys the opportunity to review the information and make changes if you want to make changes. So, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it. I just feel
she can
like-
get them to us next year, or we'll start looking for somebody else.
Yeah, I think it's time we start shopping anyway, honestly. Said this the last 2 years.
With my own insurance, my autos, my home, I'm getting my bill 30 days before it's due, if not more. So, I'm disappointed, especially the amount of money we gotta pay for these insurance policies that we have.
Yeah, so, I will try to push for having the, open enrollment sooner, or getting the policy sooner, but I tried to push that before last year with, which
Mm-hmm.
Danita was in charge of all that last year. But here we are, again, in the same situation where we're not getting the information until so late in the game. We could make a change if we wanted to. I mean, it's down to, I have to write a check immediately or we're gonna lose coverage, And there's not even time for me to discuss anything or present anything, so it is kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
So
She's
anyway,
gonna have that information
That's
to
the
us.
situation with that, why those were paid. I didn't want, if I had made the decision to wait till tonight after the meeting, then we wouldn't have had coverage for 2 weeks, and basically the whole town would have to shut down because nobody could operate any machinery or do anything because we'd be risking, something happening. So anyway, that's
What have you done?
that's what had to be done on that. We need to set a date for the year-end meeting. It should be fairly short. We're accomplishing a lot during this meeting, but we will have to approve some invoices that come in, or not invoices that come in, purchases that have been made that we don't have invoices for, so we can encumber those funds, and also do some transfers among funds and just a few last-minute business dealings.
I was looking at the 26th, or the 26th is a Thursday, or the 30th a Monday.
Either I'm fine with any of those.
I'm, whatever you guys wanna do. I'm fine.
I'm open to it.
30th.
I can do anything around here.
30th, you wanna push it at 5? I can make it.
30th at 5?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we've approved the contracts for Kevin and Todd, but I have contracts for Brian Pund and Judy Fromme. Judy cleans our building here, and she is keeping her contract the same as last year, $14 an hour. She'll come twice a month to do that, so no changes with that contract. Yeah, I'm very thankful she's coming back to do, she does an excellent job.
Make a motion to approve Judy Cronin for the 2025 year for the cleaning contract.
Second.
Have a first and second from Jason and Brian. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let be known it passes 4-0.
And then I have an independent contract with Brian Pun from Brian's Computer Services and Repairs. He also has not changed his contract from last year to this year. His hourly rate is $35.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the contract with Brian Pund for computer services.
Second.
Have a first from Michael, and a second from Jason. All those, any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let be known it passes 4-0.
Okay, I just want to announce that we're having the employee Christmas party on December 20th from 11 to 12:30. All of you are invited if any of you would like to stop in. I think we're going to have it in the council room this year. We're going to try to make arrangements with these tables and have it in here. So you guys are all welcome to stop in if you'd like to join us for lunch that day. I do have appointments. I have several appointments. The first of is for Indiana 15 Regional. They are asking, for us to appoint someone to serve on it. And it was Mike last year, so I don't know if he wants to serve on it again, or,
Yeah, I guess. It'll be fine.
Okay,
Unless somebody else wants to do it.
I think we voted on all these appointments last year,
Yeah,
yeah.
you need to vote it.
Yeah.
Say if it's a council appointment, unless the president. I think that's, this is a council.
The Region 15 is a council appointment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Make a motion to appoint Mike Johannes for Region 15 for the 2025 year.
first and second from Jason and Brian. We're not gonna have any discussion on that. All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
If you need me to go, if you can't make it, let me know.
Okay. The next appointment that I have is Steve Libering to the Water Board. He currently serves on the Water Board. This will be for a new term from January of 25 through December of 28.
Make a motion to approve Steve Libring for the water board for
You all right with that, Scott?
4 more years.
Yeah.
He can't run away, so.
You all right with?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I thought you would be, but, yeah.
So I have a first from Jason and a second from Michael. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Be known, passes 4-0. You're gonna call him, let him know?
Really, like, the street,
There-
side.
There will be
And
a,
you sweat it out.
Yeah.
See, I have a appointment for Scott Elliott to the Water Board for a term from January of 2025 through December of 2028.
oh.
Can we make that-
That needs to be 2038.
38, right?
Terms extended.
All right, so moved.
So, do we have a first from,
Second.
okay. Have a first from Michael and a second from Jason to keep Scott on there till 2038. No, 2028. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Let it be known, he's on there till 2028.
And then I have an appointment for Matt Willems to the Water Board for the remainder of Frank's term, which ends December 31st of 2026. Matt Willems.
Make a motion to appoint Matt Willems to finish out Frank's term up to December 26th. And then it's gonna be decided afterwards.
Okay, have a first and second from Jason and Brian to appoint Matt to the Water Board. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Be known, it passes 4-0.
And then, did we vote on Eileen Palmer?
Yes, thought we did.
Jane, you need an EMA advisory rep. The town
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, I have a list here. Let me get through these. I have Jeff Stillman, his term is up to serve on the APC board. The new term will be from January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2028.
I make a motion to appoint Jeff Stillman back to the APC board. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, have a first from me and a second from Brian. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Okay. Let me know when it passes 4-0.
Okay, I have an appointment for Robert Grunhafer for the APC board for the term serving 2020, January of 2025, ending December 31st, 2028.
So moved.
Who was it?
Bob Grunhaver.
Oh.
It's only 86, so,
Do we have a second? Okay, from Jason.
He goes to the meetings, so.
I know, yeah.
Okay. Have a first from Michael and a second from Jason to appoint Bob Grunhaver back to the APC board. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Be known, he's on it. And I think he's on Bozo, too.
He is, and so I have an appointment to appoint Robert Grunhafer to the BOZA board for the term serving January of 25 through December of 28.
Make a motion to approve Bob Greenhafer for the January 25 to December 28.
They're not overlapping, are they?
Well, I'm not sure, is that a council appointment to BOZA? Because APC appoints one of their members to BOZA. I think that might be an APC appointment.
My list doesn't say, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I may have to look at that, because
Okay.
I believe that's actually an APC appointment, because they
Yeah.
appoint
I
one of their
retract my motion.
They appoint their member onto
Okay, so we'll look
I
at
believe
that
so.
and
They can do
decide
it
at
conditionally,
the,
conditionally in case, I mean, it's of no effect if you do it, and it's not effective, so you can go ahead and make the motion in case you do appoint him. I believe it's APC makes that appointment. I'm 90% sure,
I think you're right. Yeah.
just off the top of my head. I didn't have this list, so I'm not sure. But I would bet that that's APC.
Yeah. They've always done it in the past.
Either or, we're good with it.
Yeah.
okay.
We can always, I mean, it's not like Bose is gonna meet anytime soon, that I know of anyway.
So do we
They
go
met
ahead
once this year.
and take the
Let's
vote
just
or not?
wait till next time.
Or wait till next time?
Wait till next time. We'll make him sweat.
Okay, and then Eric Snow is, his term is up ending December 31st of 2024, and he does not want to serve again.
Yeah.
So we'll have to try to figure that out, or will the APC figure that one out also?
No, they only appoint, I think they only, well, he's not on APC. It's APC appoints one of their members to Bose, so he's a council appointment.
So he's a council
He's water
appointment,
board,
so
right? Is he water board?
No,
No.
Or what's
Bose,
he's
Oh, he's on
Boza.
Board of Zoning Commission.
So you'll have to try to find someone to serve on
Yeah,
that.
I've talked to somebody who may be interested, so, to take Eric's place.
Yeah, peace.
The neighbor?
No, wait,
Is it one of your neighbors?
Well, it's close.
We got
We had Jim for a while,
I know.
yeah.
He's retired now.
So,
Oh, he's got time in, huh?
So some of these other appointments, I'm not sure if these are appointed each year, because they don't have term limits next to them, so I'm assuming they're yearly appointments for the Spencer County EMA Hazard Mitigation Plan. Is that annual?
that's,
So currently, James Falkenberg serves on that one.
I don't know, have we ever voted on those? Okay, yeah. All right. I'll nominate James.
Do we have,
Second.
okay, I have a second. First and second for Michael and Brian to nominate James back to,
Spencer County Mitigation.
okay, any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay.
Okay, so
Be
I
known
have.
passes 4-0.
Sorry. Jumping ahead. I have the Emergency Management Advisory Council. James Falkenberg also serves on that.
So moved. Go ahead.
I'm fine, yeah, make a motion to reappoint James Falkenberg to the Emergency Manager Advisory for 2025.
Okay. You a second?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a first from Jason and a second from Michael, reappoint James back. So all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. You know, and he's back on it.
Okay, I have, Spencer County Solid Waste, Management. I currently have Brian Warren serving on that.
You're gonna do it again?
Oh, wait, this one has town council president next to it, so I guess Bert appoints that one.
Well, it's actually supposed to be the town council president is automatically on that board.
Oh,
And then there's one other person that is appointed to it.
Trish and I right now.
it's
I
Brian
know,
and
but,
Trish now.
I mean, technically,
Oh, so that's why the town council president. So
Yeah,
technically it's supposed to be.
technically,
Kevin.
this wasn't right last year. I wasn't here when you guys did this. It's supposed to be Kevin and one other board member.
There's a reason Kevin couldn't do it. Doesn't it conflict with something? What days did they meet?
I mean, it doesn't make any difference to me, but that's what
Did
it
they meet
legally
during
is
the
supposed
day?
to be.
But that's why that note's in.
I think you had some issue with it.
They meet
They
early.
meet around
It's like
4
4
and
o'clock.
Yeah, they meet.
on the
at-
ABC day.
Yeah.
See, I can't make that time.
Yeah, I knew that there was a reason that he deferred and said, well, we appoint
Okay.
council members.
So,
So if it's supposed to be him, does he just appoint someone else or do we
Yeah,
have
that's
to
why we
vote
had
on it?
Trish do it, because she's vice president.
Right, that's-
And he could not
Trish.
do it.
I wasn't here when that was done last year.
That was the
so
reason.
I was out of it.
That's the reason it was done that way, Mike.
I just
Because
wondered-
Kevin could not make the meetings.
Right.
So we put Trish in as the vice president, she's taking his place. And then we appointed,
As long as we have that noted someplace that that's what we're doing, so.
yeah.
So I can put that in minutes.
So do we appoint Trish again, or we wait?
I don't
You're
know.
not missing anything.
She's not here, she's fair game.
Kevin.
So do we don't have to take a vote on Tricia's, right? But
Well,
we do
yeah,
have to take a
yeah,
vote
they still
on
do
Brian.
because you're not putting in the normal president,
Okay,
you're
so we
putting
do
her
it.
in place of the president because of his scheduling.
So I'll need a motion, let's start with Trish. I'll need a motion to, put Trish Ball on the Spencer County Solid Waste Board.
Make a motion to appoint Trish Ball to the Spencer County Solid Waste Board due to scheduling conflicts with the current president.
A second.
okay, first and second from Jason and Brian to appoint Patricia back to the solid waste board. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. No, and it passes 4-0.
And then for the other solid waste, Spencer County Solid Waste position, that Brian Warren is currently holding.
So move.
Second.
I have a first from Michael and a second from Jason to keep Brian on the solid waste board for 2025. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Let be known, passes 4-0.
And then,
Thought you wanted to keep
I
these,
know it.
Jane, I thought you wanted to keep these minutes short.
Now back to my agenda, where's my agenda, so I know what else I'm supposed to be talking about here. I lost my agenda.
I got a-
Oh, I may not have something else to go
I got
on.
something to throw in there. Our commission that we're starting is gonna be Nick Rowley,
EDC.
Randy Bain, and Chad Bailey.
Again,
Nick Rowley, Randy Bain, and Chad Bailey.
Chad,
Bailey,
have they all been sworn?
no.
No, we voted on Chad the last time. But, I mean, this is
No,
probably
they're all technically.
Kevin, I mean, Kevin voted,
Yeah,
so,
Kevin can appoint.
so you're nominating those other two now.
So I have Nick Rowley, Chad Bailey, and who else?
Randy
Randy
Bain.
Oh, Randy Bain.
And we need to set up a meeting.
Yeah, Jane will need to get them all sworn in and get me some contact information. I'll send out an email to all of them explaining what they're
Okay.
supposed to be doing. And basically, it's probably going to be a one meeting
Yeah, I told him.
fair that they're, hopefully they're only gonna have to do once, unless, well, no, hopefully they'll have to do lots of them, but, it means other people are coming in to build stuff that they want abatements on, so. But yeah, it could be a one-time only event here, so. But yeah, I'll just need to schedule.
Can you
get them to
forward
schedule a meeting,
Chad's stuff
organize,
to me?
and-
Okay. That's all I have.
Okay.
So the first thing, you need to get contact information to Jane, so she can reach out to them to get them sworn in.
Okay.
Well, I'll have to have him sign the appointment forms first, right? Yeah, so I don't have those with me.
Okay, I can
Because
stop.
didn't know we were doing those, so, I didn't, but I'll email those to you to sign,
Okay.
and then I'll get with them. Okay, so, next up is vouchers. I have general vouchers in the amount of $106,209.58.
Make a motion to approve the general voucher in the amount of $106,209.58.
Okay. I'll send it to you.
Have a
Chad,
fir-
okay, and send it to you and Jane.
Have a first for the general vouchers by Jason and second by Brian, in the amount of $106,209.58. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those disapprove, say nay. Let it be known it passes 4-0.
I have payroll vouchers in the amount of $91,331.92.
Make a motion to approve the payroll voucher in the amount of $91,331.92.
Second.
Have a first and second from Jason and Brian, payroll vouchers in the amount of $91,331.92. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Be known it passes 4-0.
And I have wastewater vouchers in the amount of $291,527.15.
Make a motion to approve the wastewater voucher in the amount of $291,527.15.
Second.
Have a first from Jason, a second from Michael for the wastewater voucher in the amount of $291,527.15. All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed, say nay. Let it be known it passes 4-0.
Jane, did that include the
Oh, no. No, it's actually, yours is short because, Abigail paid your performance pipeline is out of the water account.
Well, that's all right.
So that was on Scott. He was being generous. Merry Christmas.
I'll take it, man.
We're gonna-
Pipeline's
we're
pipeline.
gonna get corrected.
Those are the three that Kevin passed out. I don't know if they're separate from this or what.
Yeah.
Then we'll start.
There's 3 copies of that ordinance, because I have to get that recorded, so when I'm through, we take out the words of it. There's 3 of those.
New Year's Eve. Oh, same here. You still want to do that?
Coming over that. Hey, Jane, you sign this for me. That has to be recorded. So I can put that extra original approval. And then, Kevin signed 2 of these. So you can have them. You have copies in case anybody else asks for it.
What I missed?
These are all for you to sign, these are all the appointments that we made. I'll fill out all this stuff, but.
So you just want
I
my
just-
signature?
Yeah, their names are up here. Robert
Oh, okay,
Greenhafer.
okay.
These are all the ones we did.
Pictures of the fire truck too. Give all to us. This is all yours.
Okay,
It's all yours, obviously.
okay, thank you.
You're on the stamp.
I know. We have extra more. That's for the Indiana 15. It looks a little different.
It does.
2 years.
That's just for mine.
All right, motion to adjourn?
Yep.
Yep. I have a first and second from Michael and Jason to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say nay. Meeting's adjourned till the 30th.
IU won.
Did they? What was the score?
82 to 67, I think.
Cool.
They're not playing well.
Well,
All the big
Purdue,
names, 82-67.
I don't know what happened to Purdue against Penn State.
I watched that Purdue game the other day. That was.
What do they have, 22